Welcome back. It's another relatively busy spring week. There's something pretty unusual on today, which I thought you guys would enjoy. It's also a great opportunity for you guys to see a new member of the team and to see something hopefully you've never seen. Certainly I've never seen before. I'm already late because it's spring and I might get called away, but I'm gonna make a good go of trying to get this film for you. One mantra that's served me quite well so far in veterinary medicine is common things are common. So when you go to see a lump on the side of a cow, or in this case a bullock, most often it's going to be something like an abscess or a haematoma, which is like a blood blister, or a seroma, which is like tissue fluid. But it's not always the case. This is just one of those cases. Today, our new vet Claire is taking a mass off the side of a bullock. Initially, this was assumed to be an abscess, but as you might be able to see, it's a lot firmer and stands a lot prouder than you would expect. And when you pop a needle in it, no pus comes out, it's very firm. And somewhat ominously, it's growing. So Claire?
You haven't warned me again.
Oh no! Claire, what's the plan with this? She hasn't got a cap in her mouth, that's just an optical illusion.
The plan is to remove it under local and a bit of sedation.
Yes.
Taking a decent margin and elliptical incision and hope we don't, hopefully it comes out okay.
So we're gonna wop that off basically.
Down here.
Yeah.
See what?
And then sew it back together.
Yeah,
great,
stitch
go.
it back together. I'm gonna dump some sedation in his tail, I think.
Right, okay. How quickly has that come up?
It's been there quite a while.
Just getting slowly bigger.
Yeah. Like the last time they were through the race would be February, and it's just slowly got bigger and bigger.
First things first, this bullock needs anaesthetising. Like most of the surgeries we do, Claire is using local anaesthetic, meaning he's conscious, but the area being cut is numb. To make him a bit more relaxed, he's also had a smidge of sedation. Not so much that he goes to sleep, but just enough to take the edge off. After that, the clipped area is prepped by washing it with some hippie scrub and then with some surgical spirit. Once this is done, he will be good to go. Awesome. Just let me know if I'm in the way, Claire, at all.
That just feels like a really big bit of skin to take out, but I think we'll manage it.
Well, better to not leave any tumour in there. As you can see, Claire has made an oval or elliptical incision around that mass, leaving hopefully enough space around it to make sure we don't leave any tumour in place. We call that space we leave around the tumour the margin. Thankfully for us, this mass seems to be well circumscribed, which means contained, and doesn't appear to penetrate any deeper tissues than the skin. Here Claire is using a combination of sharp and blunt dissection, the latter being where you use the scissors opening up rather than closing to break down the tissue. Using this combination, she's able to free that flap of skin gently away with the tumour in place. If you're squeamish, you were warned. It's great. Great lighting as well, Claire. Brilliant.
Hey. Hasn't it? I did dump a little bit round the under the tumour, but
that's fair enough. See, do you know? Really cool.
that's where I was asking my friend about this.
It's not. It's not. You're right. It's a bit of a. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
Just put that wherever you want. Really, doesn't matter if it gets dirty.
For sale.
It's quite firm, actually.
It is pretty solid.
Of course, as ever, the difficult bit is putting this beast back together. There's quite a gulf we've created across which to stitch that skin, but with a bit of ingenuity, like undermining the skin on either side and working in from the margins, Claire is able to bring that skin together using some cruciate sutures without putting it under too much tension, which would really compromise that wound. As the surgeon, the honour of cutting into that mass lies with Claire. Now, what is it? The colour gives us an important clue. Coming together there. Nice. Big hole, but it seems to come through nicely. So this alien thing, we're almost certain will be a melanoma. It's those pigment producing cells in the skin that normally give you a tan. So I'm going to take a portion of this and send it away to the lab so they can tell us what exactly it is. But it's pretty cool. It's almost inky. Just going to talk to myself on camera, Hazel. I'm not just talking to myself. Things aren't that bad yet. So we're back at the practice, and I'm not going to send that whole mass off because, to be honest, that's far more than what the lab need. Just going to take a little section of that, pop it in some formalin, which is the preservative that's going to preserve the tissue. So when it gets to the lab, the structure is preserved for the guys there to look at it under the microscope. In this case, it's going to go to SAC up in Edinburgh, or SRUC, as I really should call them, and that will give us even more information about what that is. I'm not expecting this to be anything less than a melanoma, but I thought it's a good opportunity when we're making this video to get as much information as we can. Also, for honest, just for my interest. So we're going to whiz forward to once I've got that result. Right, that is about 10 days later. I've got the report here. I'll pull it up for you on the screen and I'll just give you a quick run through. If you don't have a medical or veterinary background, a lot of this is going to be complete double Dutch, and that's fine. This is full-on pathologist speak, so there are terms in there like fibrovascular stroma, anisotosis, anisokaryosis, basophilic, mitotic figures. All you need to know is this paragraph is a description of what those individual cells look like under a microscope. And that's important because that microscopic structure tells us just how far this cancer is likely to have progressed, and therefore the likelihood of metastasis. That is when a cancer spreads to other organs in the body. If there was widespread metastasis, that would mean when this bullock goes to slaughter, the whole carcass would likely be condemned. Now, skipping past that first paragraph to the bottom line, like I imagine most vets do, you can see there, unsurprisingly, it was a melanoma. I would have been very surprised if it wasn't, looking at the colour of it, but there we go. It's always nice to have a pathologist's opinion. As he said, in this case, we got to watch it for local recurrence, but the great news is there doesn't seem to be any invasion into the blood vessels or the lymphatic drainage, so the chances of metastasis are thankfully pretty low. That was another slightly gory video, but I hope you guys enjoyed that. It's a bit different. If it was too technical towards the end and you tailed off, let me know. On the other hand, if you like that detail, tell me in the comments and I will try to tailor more videos to look like that in the future. Anyway, as ever, if you enjoyed that, don't forget to click subscribe, ring the little bell next to it, leave me a comment and give the video a thumbs up, and I will see you next time.